balls, Lucy?
That's how we keep track of days of the week. It's just, if Lucy Greer is here, then we know it's Wednesday. So thank you for keeping us in order, Lucy.
Yes, glad to do so.
Greers Market's getting ready for the big holidays, in the midst of the big holiday season.
Yes, I know. I can't believe it's already halfway through December.
Halfway through December. And as I mentioned, too, once again, Alabama playing some great football. So we've got a Final Four game to look forward to, the semifinals. Potentially that championship game as well. And what you're making today would be great for those football parties and great for all of those holiday get-togethers.
Yeah, cheese balls are so easy to make, and they're still really loved by everybody, and you can make them 100 different ways. And today I thought I would just show two, and they're super simple. I'm going to make one we're going to start on first that is an olive cheese ball. This is Spiro's grandmother's recipe. When I first met her back 100 years ago, when Spiro and I first started dating, she passed away in the last year, but she was kind of serious. And so when I first met her, we were actually at a party and she had made one of her cheese balls. So of course, naturally, you know, I try to warm up to anybody through food.
Sure.
And so I think I immediately struck her fancy just because I talked to her about her cheese ball. And it was so yummy, and she told me how to make it. And we're getting together with Spiro's side of the family next weekend for Christmas, because we always do it a little bit before. So I'm happy that I can.
So that was the breakthrough moment with Mama.
Yes.
Was the celebration of her cheese ball.
It was, you know, and so now I feel, you know, special that I can continue her cheese ball on, just bringing it to family get-togethers and whatnot. And this one's super simple, and it's funny because it does have olives in it, but when I was first eating it, I couldn't even tell really what it was, and so that was one of the reasons why I was like, what's in here? So if you don't like olives, it's kind of crazy. It doesn't even like really taste like olives. It's just kind of full of flavor. So I started with 1 8-ounce block of cream cheese that I just softened, and I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of dill, a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, a little bit of pepper, and a little bit of salt. And I have 1/3 cup of black olives and 1/3 cup of green olives that I just chopped up a little bit. And the fun thing about cheese balls, like I said, is you can put anything in them, and you can also put any kind of nut on the outside. So today I'm using chopped pecans and sliced almonds, but you could use pistachios, which is really pretty during the holidays, or, you know, whatever you wanted, walnuts or whatever. So that's it. So all you do. You could also
go without nuts if you wanted to.
Yeah, that's a good point. If anybody has a nut allergy, you could totally just
or just isn't nuts about nuts.
Just nothing nuts about nuts, you know.
But
that can't be you, because you
look at this. Nuts. Look how good all of this looks. This looks fantastic. So yeah, isn't that funny how when it comes to relationships with extended family and relatives and things like that, how you kind of have one thing that binds you to that person, like, oh, I'm talking to Uncle so-and-so. We usually talk about this. So this is my go-to conversation.
That's so true.
I'm with Mama. We could talk about her cheese ball.
I know it. That's food. So true. So I'm just going to put out some plastic and put this in here, and you just have to let it sit in the refrigerator for about an hour. And then once it's in the plastic and firmed up a little bit, you can really kind of form it in your ball. So I just kind of, you know, do a loose tuck with the plastic wrap and put it in the fridge.
A loosey tuck.
A loosey tuck, yes. Oh, you're nuts. You're nuts.
I'm getting nuts today. All right, so we've got a lot more to come with Greers. This recipe is going to be online shortly if you want to check it out after the show for your upcoming get-togethers. We also got to talk about the holiday season and what's going on at Greers, so we'll be back in just a little bit.
Okay.
All right, Kendra.
Well, speaking of the holiday season, collecting Christmas ornaments is a tradition for many families here along the Gulf Coast. So coming up, we'll tell you this. Hello and welcome back to the Studio 10 Kitchen. Of course, we're with Lucy Greer with Greers Market because it's Wednesday, and we're making cheese balls today, which can be a holiday treat for a lot of families out there. 2 different kinds. We talked about the olive one last time, Mama's olive ball. So what are we talking about now?
Now we're going to make a cranberry goat cheese one.
Nice.
And it's nice because, and it's not too strong.
Right.
And I was telling Mick, our guy behind the camera over there, our friend, he was asking if it was a little bit sweeter. And I said, yes, it is a little bit sweeter, and it's not too strong a goat cheese flavor. I told him one of my picky kids was helping me last night, and he asked if he could take a bite of it, and I thought, oh, for sure he'll spit it out.
Right.
Because he's so picky. But he didn't.
Yay,
so I was like, okay.
So that was the taste test. That's all we need to know.
I know. So I was like, oh, that's funny. So we're going to start again like we did with the other one with 8 ounces of cream cheese.
Okay.
And to this one, like I mentioned, it's goat cheese as well. So I just bought a 4-ounce plain goat cheese right there. A lot of our Greer stores have specialty cheese cases, and it's so fun. One of my favorite things to do for dinner, and my husband's too, and actually we did it last night, is just to have a lot of different meats and cheeses for supper. So I love goat cheese, and he does too. And you can buy all different flavors, but this is just the plain one. So we're just gonna mix this up. Get it going for a second.
Have you ever had a bad experience with a mixer?
Yes. One time when I was living at home with my mom, we bought, you know, a new hand mixer, and we turned it on, and of course we were whipping up cream, so like we put it on the first level. It just went everywhere. We both died laughing, and she still has that one, and so that is so funny. I always think about that whenever I do something with my hand mixer. Have you?
Yes, I was making, you know those funfetti cupcakes?
Yeah.
I always made them for like volleyball banquets and things like that. You know, I'm just used to whipping it up with a little whip.
Yeah.
We decided to get fancy one time and use a mixer, and poop, just covered. Looked like I had a nice little facial going on, but I'm glad I'm not the only one.
No,
okay, so that didn't take too long.
No, that didn't take too long. So we will just put a few of our seasonings in. So we're going to use the zest of a lemon.
Nice.
And we're just gonna, we're actually not even gonna use the juice, so we're gonna use the lemon. Yesterday when I got home from the grocery store, I bought 2, you know, one for the one I made, and so each twin got a lemon. They're running around the house with them. I'm like, please don't eat that.
Everyone
please
just
don't eat
calm down.
that. Yeah, I'm like, don't take a bite of that. But luckily they were both located when it was time for me to pack up and come here.
You had a lot going on last night, Lucy.
It was a lot going on last night, and Nick, he's the one that had the taste of the cheese ball. He is just a night owl. He was up until like 11:30. He didn't want to go to sleep, and anyway, so he was running around the house. So
and here we are,
recreating
here we
what
are.
you
already made last
we,
night.
we made it. So now we're just going to add a few other little seasonings. You could definitely use fresh thyme, which is actually my favorite herb.
I love thyme.
It is so good, and if you don't have that, it is absolutely not a big deal. You can use dried. So I'm just going to use a half a teaspoon of dried, and if you had fresh, you could use more. I would use about a tablespoon. But I was like, you know what? Let me just use what I have on hand.
Yeah.
And I'm also going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt.
Okay.
And I'm just going to do a little pinch of garlic powder and a little pinch of cayenne pepper.
Cayenne pepper, a lot of different flavors going on.
Yep. And so and then beyond that, I'm just going to mix this up, and then we're just going to have to add our green onions and our cranberries.
Yay, okay,
So
well, we
easy.
will keep mixing this up in the Studio 10 kitchen. Of course, we are not done talking about 2 very different cheese balls. We have the cranberry goat cheese ball, and we have that olive cheese ball as well. And all of these recipes will be posted.
In the kitchen, doing kitchen-like stuff with Lucy from Greers Markets. Lucy, great to see you as always.
Thank you.
So the holidays are here.
Yes.
Today is Wednesday. Greers always rolls out what's happening at Greers on Wednesdays. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, our website, Greers.com, has all of our ads and all of our different stores, so you can put your email address in and you can receive it each week. And also, like you mentioned, the holidays are here and everybody is short on time. And so right now, if you place an order online, we're going to give you a little treat for doing so. So anybody that places an order online from now until the new year gets a free 2-liter drink.
Cool.
So yeah, so it's a good time to try something new.
Thirsty.
I know. I mean, who doesn't want something free?
Yeah.
I don't care what it is. It's like, as long as it's free, it's like, yes. It's like you think you know scored some like major reward. But so Greers.com/shop will take you to our our website that has all of the delivery and curbside pickup information, all the stores, and also, you know, we do have an app. So if you just go to the App Store and type in Greers, you can download that and you can place your order on there. So it's
on
super
both
easy.
Android and Apple devices?
Yes, good question. So you can download the app and you can place your order even easier on there. So we're doing that, and as you mentioned, we are still collecting non-perishable food items for the food drive. So that is all of our stores, Mobile, Baldwin counties. So still take those non-perishable food items in that you have in your pantry, or of course you could shop at Greer's and pick up anything that you want to contribute to the food drive. So we're happy to participate with that.
So let's get back to what you're working on right now. This is the second of 2 cheese balls that we made. This is the cranberry goat cheese ball, correct?
It is. So we did a combination of goat cheese and cream cheese, and then we added some lemon zest, and we spiced it up with a little bit of salt and cayenne pepper and some fresh thyme. Well, I use dried thyme, but you could use fresh thyme. And then we just added a couple green onions and some dried cranberries. And this one looks really, really pretty when you roll it in crushed pistachios.
Ooh.
But you could use, I used not a combination, but I used both almonds today and pecans. So cheese balls are super easy. You saw how fast it came together. And then you just put it in some plastic wrap. We'll just pop this in the fridge for about an hour. And then when it comes out, it's a little bit firmer, so you can, you know, really get it into the ball shape, and then just roll it in whatever nuts or non
If you're not nuts
like
about
you
nuts,
mentioned, if you're not nuts about nuts,
you can do it without nuts.
That's right. So all these recipes are online, along with all the videos from our Studio 10 segments, and we're rolling into Christmas. So people are already starting to buy, and our Christmas ad breaks next week. So come shop with us.
All right, sounds good. Some great ideas for festivities, festive events, football, anything alliteration-wise with the letter F. All right, guys, thank you so much, Lucy, for coming in. You can find those recipes online. We'll be right back with more Studio 10 after this.